Hey guys, it's Bob. Welcome back to another video of WTF. We're doing a little return because the world's been a fucked up place for the past 8 months. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about TikTok and why it should or should not be banned. Let's just jump right into the video. Let's talk about why people think it should be banned. Now, one common thing that I see is people just don't like TikTok, so they say it should be banned. That is a terrible thought process for obvious reasons, so let's just ignore that. The next reason why people think it should be banned is because it steals your data and gives it to a foreign authoritarian government, also China. That is completely true. However, a bunch of other apps and companies do the exact same thing and would probably also give it to China if asked. Mainly because those companies care about money, and if China's willing to offer them money, the only difference is that TikTok legally has to give them the data, whereas the companies would just do it by choice. There's also the thing that TikTok takes less data than other apps like Facebook would, or maybe even Google. So if you're watching this video, chances are you might be giving more of your data than if you were to use TikTok. The last reason to talk about why people think it should be banned is Chinese influence. Basically, all of America right now is on a fuck China hiatus. It's like a Red Scare thing where anything Chinese is bad. People are just like, it's Chinese, we don't want Chinese influence here, we don't want the influence of a genocidal authoritarian government ruling our lives, so get rid of it. And this is it's a fear-mongering way to look at it. Because there's, again, not really logic there. The second reason I went over is the main logical reason. This is just I want vengeance, and I'll get it through any means necessary. Let's go over the reasons why people believe it should not be banned. One, people don't think it should be banned because all companies steal data. Now, typically, these people think it should be regulated. I personally think that companies who steal data should be regulated. But why single out TikTok for stealing data when literally every single free app you use steals your data? Like, you name it, I bet it steals your data. So why single out TikTok? Just because it's Chinese? Well, that's a terrible reason, because then you're just doing what I'm going into as the second reason, which is it's not very freedom of us. Let's take a moment. Name a nation that has cut out all foreign internet influence, has made it so only their companies can compete in their market. You're probably thinking of a country like China, right? Banning all foreign apps or websites that could compete with their own or give their people different ideas. Well, I mean, that's kind of what the US is doing with banning TikTok. They see it as Chinese influence or something and decide, we don't want that. It's also the fact that the US is supposed to be a free country. We are fighting an authoritarian government because they don't value freedoms. What does it say for us if we start banning applications just because it comes from a different place? That sounds kind of authoritarian and should not be done if you're fighting for freedom. Now, the last reason people think it shouldn't be banned, that I'm going to go over, is insert reason here isn't good enough. These are basically the people have different ideas as to why we want to ban it and are saying that's not good enough. Some of them are like, the US is banning it because it doesn't want competition, which I think is part of the reason. I'll go over that later, why I think it's being banned and it shouldn't. Others are saying that we're just attacking China and being racist towards them, and that's not good enough. Basically, any sort of reason that you can think of that doesn't sound good enough, put it in there and then say that's not good enough, and that's another reason why it shouldn't be banned. Of course, these are all simplified because I don't want to go in depth into all of them, but you could find people on YouTube talking about their ideas on it and why they think it should or should not be banned. Anyway, let's go into why I think it's being banned. I think it's being banned as a mixture between fear of Chinese influence, a dislike of China, and getting rid of competition. Now, I think it's no secret that Trump has disliked China from the start, to say the least. The government has been anti-Chinese for quite a while now, and I feel they've just been waiting for their chance to take a hit at China. They've just been waiting for the opportunity where they can fuck China just the same way that China's been fucking us. So they were sort of like a cat ready to pounce. Then this whole year started, and anti-Chinese sentiment started to build up around the world. Why is really? You can ask why anti-Chinese sentiment is building up around the world. Their incompetence led to a global pandemic. The final piece of the puzzle is corporations. The huge tech companies, they're monopolies, okay? Let's just say it, they're monopolies. Monopolies typically own the market. Yet, when a Chinese startup came into the US market, they shit their pants. When is the last time a monopoly shit their pants over a startup? It almost never happens. It was like a huge opportunity for some competition in a very stagnant market that needs it. So they then started lobbying with the government to try to ban it, and the government, just waiting for any reason to fuck up China, was like, you know what, we'll do it if we have the support of the people, and the people are like, they caused this pandemic, fuck them, and here we are. This is why I think it should not be banned, and it comes down to one word: competition. Competition, no matter who it's between, is always good for the consumer, because it forces two companies to compete for your attention, which means they have to better their product just to keep you interested and keep you from going to their competitor. And in a market that has been filled with monopolies that don't make their products better that often because they don't have to, competition is desperately needed. And the corporations see it like this. They see that competition is going to make them have to work to keep you. They don't want that. In their eyes, competition is evil and should be avoided at all costs. So when this came, they had two options. The right option, which was to improve their product and compete with them, or the bureaucratic option, which is use the anti-Chinese sentiment that's been building up for a while to ban the competition, and they clearly went with the latter. If you believe that the big companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, if you believe they're monopolies, you should not want TikTok to be banned. They want you to support the banning of TikTok, because then you're supporting a move that will keep them on top. You should be fighting to keep TikTok here. The longer TikTok is here, the more the big companies have to compete with TikTok, the better they make their platforms, and the better it is for all of us. Anyway, I'll see you all next time, and bye for now.